I'm so happy to finally talk about the new Studio Series Leader Class Swoop figure, Studio Series 86 Leader Class Swoop. I'm a big Dinobot fan. They are probably my favorite subfaction of all the Transformers, and I'm just blown away by this Swoop figure. Each of these Dinobots, I feel, have just gotten better and better, and Swoop here just looks fantastic in his Dino mode. You can have him stand like that. There are little toes there, and his wings look quite nice. You can also have him in a flight mode. You can just kind of tilt the head, and then he is in flight mode, and the mouth is articulated here. It looks so good, and there is a port here, so you can put blast effects. Really just a fantastic figure. I have said numerous times that I don't keep my Transformers in their alternate modes, and even though I love the way that this Swoop figure looks, we are going to put him into his robot mode because we have so much to talk about with it. But this is a leader class, so you're looking at a $55 price tag. It is out in places. People are finding it in their Targets and their Walmarts and whatever. I got mine off Hasbro Pulse. He's been on my shelf for a little bit now, and I just haven't really had time to review him, so that's why we're doing this. But I'm going to quickly pause, and we are going to transform him. Before anyone complains, I do keep the wings, or I am keeping the wings out at the moment. You may have seen it when I was transforming them, but the wings do kind of get smaller by folding in, and then you're supposed to fold them back on themselves like this. It does definitely kind of reduce his footprint on a shelf. There are little tabs here on the wings as well, and there's a little hole there, so you can pop those in if you line it up just right. And just a little bit of pressure, and they do connect. But overall, this is Swoop. This is what he looks like. In terms of articulation, we'll bring him in to focus on that nice head sculpt. Head's on a ball joint, so it will look around. Not much down, but a little bit of up when he is in robot mode. Of course, left and right, and you can kind of tilt it a little bit as well. In terms of, well, the wings, they will kind of flip back, so you don't have to have them just right against his arm. You can kind of have them in, more of a dynamic stance if you want. I kind of do like them like that, but that's me. His arms, getting the wings out of the way, will rotate a full 360, go out about this far, rotate with a mushroom peg there on the upper bicep. We do have about 90-degree elbow bend, and the wrists will rotate as well. So, some decent movement there, some very good movement. There is hip articulation because the beak tabs in here right above the waist break, so you can tab in the beak and then rotate. Now if you go too far, it will shift the beak, so just be careful that you don't snap his beak off. In terms of legs, they're going to kick forward this far. They also kick back that far. They go out about that far, just about all the way. We do have a double jointed knee because of transformation, but you do get some deep knee bend in there, so that's pretty cool. There is rotation at the leg for the upper thigh. In terms of the feet, we have ankle pivot, and these feet will, mostly because of transformation, tilt. I don't really think you're going to be getting a lot of posability out of them, but they are there. You can move them, and they do look good. In terms of accessories, Swoop has, you can already see, these two cannons on his back. They simply tab off. They can fit in his hand. You see that there's a peg there, so you can have Swoop holding his cannons if you want to. I always like them on his wings. I think they just look better. But so you know, the yellow part does come off. You can stick a blast effect on here, making it look like this piece is being fired off. So I do like that. I think that adds a bit of posability and playability, but I'm going to keep them there. Swoop has two other accessories that he comes with. He has two swords, and this one is Grimlock's sword, and that's going to be important in just a moment. But this is his sword, so I'm going to just simply stick this in his hand. It looks good. It looks like Swoop's sword. It is done up all in red, but it does make him look very, very nice. And really, I'm so happy that we got him. He was one of the ones I predicted was coming this year. I think everybody knew he was coming this year. But I'm most happy in that he is a leader class figure. I know there were some rumors that he'd be one of those like Voyager Pluses. But no, he stands pretty well with the other Dinobots. And just to show you how well he stands, I think I'll bring in some of the other Dinobots. In fact, I'll bring in all the other Dinobots. So first, we'll bring in Snarl. And Snarl already has a sword. There we go. I'll bring in Sludge. And you are going to see a sword with Sludge. This is not a stock sword. This came as an extra with another character. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's bring in Slag or Slug, whatever you prefer to call him. He is also holding a sword that is not technically his, but I am running out of shelf space, or review space here, so we'll put him over there. And finally, he comes with Grimlock, or finally we have Grimlock, and Grimlock is holding a third-party sword that I got. I do like this one. I don't think I'm going to swap out that sword just yet, but here is Grimlock. And they're all standing there together, a little bit crowded. Let me just slide the camera back a little bit. So they are all there. They all look so good. I'm so glad to have all 5 members of my Dinobot team here. It just makes me so happy to have all these guys together. I'm going to quickly clear off this table, and I'm going to bring out one more Dinobot because there's one more I really want to talk about. We have Swoop here with the new 40th anniversary comic book style Grimlock. Really like this Grimlock. He came with extra swords, so you can armor up some of or sword up your other Dinobots. I still have this extra Grimlock sword. I might give it to like G2 Grimlock or one of the other Grimlocks that I have on my shelf because I have a lot. But I think they look really good together too. I know the original Studio Series Grimlock was very hard to find after his initial run. So I think this is a good stand-in. I think he looks pretty good. He isn't black colored like the original Studio Series 86 Grimlock, and he has a little bit of cell shading on him, but I think it's passable. In fact, just to take Swoop off screen just for a moment and bring that Grimlock in, there we go. I think it's going to be which kind of Grimlock you prefer. I'm more of an animation accurate one, so this is my Studio Series Grimlock. This is just another Grimlock that I have, but I love that he comes with the crown as well. I think that is a really, really nice touch. And if you're wondering, I believe, because I think these are the same heads, the crown will fit. So if you get this and you have both and you want to give Studio Series 86 Grimlock a crown, you can. There we go. So you can do that too. However you want to do it. I'm going to keep it on the comic book one just because it came with him. So, but there is that option. And there we go. That's just a brief throw-in about comic book style Grimlock that I wanted to mention. But there we go. These are just some quick thoughts on Studio Series Swoop. I really do like this figure. The blues on him, which I didn't really go over, but the blues on him just look really good. That chest detail, all those molded in details for the robot mode. The head just looks fantastic. The wings look great. Going down the legs, there's just so much great detail, as you may have come to expect. Back's a little hollow, but that's some transformation bits too. But yeah, just all the great details that you have come to expect with a Studio Series 86 figure. I think Hasbro has just been knocking it out of the park with these guys lately. So, this makes me so happy. And if you are, into Studio Series, I hope that you were able to get this one and that he also makes you happy. That is my sincere hope. But with that, I've been Dan. That's been Swoop. You've all been pretty awesome. I'll see you around. Well, there we go. What did you think of this video? Sound off in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Remember, we are making a push to get to 700 subscribers here on the channel. If we do that before the HasLab Giant Man arrives, I will be giving away the old Toy Biz Giant Man Build-A-Figure that you've seen on my shelf and things like that. So hit subscribe, leave a comment, hit like if you're so inclined, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.